Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at any signs, symbols, and whatever the story may be. We start with a Queen of Pentacles sideways. Instantly, I just see that dog, and I wonder if loyalty was ever in question here. This could be that a Queen of Pentacles, so possibly a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, has had to withdraw their energy, and this is shared energy. So two people know that once upon a time there was loyalty, there was giving, there was certainly the desire to be generous was there. That's been acknowledged, but it's not a loss. I mean, it's like this Queen of Pentacles is saying, look, I would have loved to have given, I would have been loyal, I would have loved to have given the best of me had it been a place worthy of me investing. And if it's not, then there's nothing to cry over. It kind of feels like we have this Queen of Pentacles who's just kind of looking at life as, I only give to somebody who wants to match me. I meet people where they're at. This Queen of Pentacles says, my main goal is to end up in a Four of Wands. I want to give to someone who also wants to give equally. And if they don't, that's okay. That just means there's nothing to cry about. It's just that person's not for me. They don't want to give the same way I do. What's this Ace of Swords? Because that's like somebody has been cut free, somebody's been cut loose. Two of Wands. If somebody was indecisive about this Queen of Pentacles, she's like, look, I'm not indecisive. But if you are, then I cut you free because I don't want, I'm not going to have my life kept on hold wondering if you want to give to me or receive what I would give to you because you're not sure about what you're doing. That's okay that you're not sure. I'm not going to cry that I got to let you go, but I'm moving on my path because I am sure. I'm sure of where I'd like to be able to give to somebody who knows that they want to give in return. So I really think she has cut somebody free. Could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, strong Gemini. She may have just cut somebody loose, that Gemini, because we got the Lovers card in the reverse. And it's so interesting because she may be feeling really quite empowered. Like, I don't think she's shedding a tear. I think Johnny Adams sings, I won't cry and I won't shed a tear. This feels to me, by the way, she could be wearing green today, and have her hair kind of like pulled up in like a high ponytail or something, but possibly with a couple of like braids, as well, braided like a chunk of hair, but then also pulled it up in a high ponytail. But we have, I don't know if this person that was indecisive tends to wear a lot of red, or if she saw them as somebody with a lot of desire, but also saw them as kind of like a cat who might always want the freedom to go wherever they want to go. Look, she comes across as somebody very unique and she knows it. It's the fact that she would be willing to give a ton, but not demand anybody give to her in return, but also she herself is not willing to keep giving where she's not getting anything back. So definitely a strong character, right? We have the moon. It feels like this, cutting somebody loose, cutting somebody free, and then moving on. It feels like she feels good about that, even though she does not know what comes up next. And there is something hidden. What is it that's hidden from her? We have a soulmate energy. Okay, so first off, the person that she cut loose could very well be coming back because soulmates tend to return. And what she maybe doesn't realize is that although she said, oh, you're uncertain, let me help you make a decision about me then. I don't do uncertain people, so I'm going to cut you free. She may not realize that they will be returning, but this could also be a completely different soulmate that she does not expect to be meeting anytime soon. Sorry, no, we get the karma card. This is judgment. This is what she does not realize is that that person is going to be showing back up. Are they showing back up different? Are they, how have they been feeling since she cut them loose? By the way, she could have a child, or they could have a child. They could be coming back around the time of an eclipse or full moon. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so they definitely have been I feel like it's a long time before they return into her world, because this is quite a long journey for them as a Knight of Pentacles. So hang on. What is it that they've been off doing? Because she's the one who cut them loose. She said, "You're not certain. So if your life is just as good without me as with me, so you can't even make a decision about whether or not you want something long term, then I can make a decision for you, which is I'm going to move on. So I'm not going to have my time wasted, but no harm, no foul. It's just you're not ready. So onward I go." It's just that she doesn't realize that this is not the last she's heard from this person. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger. It's just those are the cards that came out. What is it that's going on in their world? Hierophant, Justice. Were they afraid of marriage? Is that what that was? They felt like, I don't know if they were in a deeply like dogmatic, like maybe they were raised in a way that was like, oh man, having anything that controls me too much. I was raised in a household full of deep control. I saw my parents have a really miserable marriage. Long-term relationships are just, they're always imbalanced, they're always unfair. But then we see them coming around to like King of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. Like, I didn't want to be involved in a relationship because I was afraid it would be so unpleasant, because that's what was patterned to me. And yet then I started to think, but look at the happiness that I'm missing out on. I'd love to be a King of Pentacles to a Queen of Pentacles. I'm missing out on a chance to be a partner to somebody who's actually giving. That, I am not my parents, or I am not the pattern that was, maybe they were married before and it was terrible. So maybe they were just unsure if they ever wanted to get into a serious relationship again. All I can say is that this Queen of Pentacles was like not mad, but definitely cut them loose and cut them free. But as they've been journeying, obviously solo, once the Queen cut them loose, it's kind of like they started to see, why was I uncertain? Well, it's because I viewed marriage, long-term commitments, as super unpleasant, super toxic. And yet then their opinion changes again about like, but my God, I'm missing out on so much love, so much companionship, and someone who wanted to only give to me and that I wanted to give to. So why the heck was I indecisive about all this? They definitely needed to wrap their head around, why they were uncertain about things. Because I feel like, to our Queen of Pentacles credit, she didn't try to get them to like, well, tell me why you're not sure. She's like, people got to figure out their own answers as to why they want stuff or why they don't. She didn't try to like make them fill her in on, or force them to figure out themselves. She just cut them loose. I was like, well, I do know that I want relationship. I do know that I want marriage. And so I'm just going to go ahead and move on, because I get it. You're not the one. So I won't consider you as one of the applicants. It just feels like she moved on. She just does not realize, or doesn't know yet, that they will be returning. I don't know if they realize that right out of the gate, because they've had to go on this bit of a journey. Of the Star, we have the Four Cups. Oh my God, have they regretted? She has been like the person who has stood out to them in their entire life. She has been their star. I don't know if they have been to Hollywood, or they see her as somebody really lovely, really beautiful, somebody that they would see as like becoming a star, or if they literally knew her, down in LA, down in Hollywood or something, or met her there or interacted with her there. But all I can say is that it's like, out of all the people that they've met, she is the one that they regret. She is the person that's like, it seems like the longer they're away from her, the more the idea is crystallizing for them that, what the heck have I been doing? I walked away from somebody I'll never meet another person like her. She is my North Star. She is the person that I would most have wanted to be with. And yet I couldn't decide. Who does that? Who says that you can't decide that you met the one person in the whole universe that stands out to you like this, but you're like, I don't know if I really want to be connected to them. They have so much regret over this. Oh my God. Tell me about that. This is very uncomfortable. Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So yeah, if they could possibly knock on her door again, if they could bring her flowers, if they could woo her and date her. Like all this is changing for them. Like now they would want to be the pursuer. Before they just were like, I just think long-term connections are just so toxic. Have you dealt with why you thought that though? The Lovers, sideways. I definitely think something was patterned to them about love that turned out to be totally untrue. They either saw other people in bad relationships or they had a terrible one themselves. And they're like, you know what happens? People get together, they act like they want to be together, and then they just can't stand each other. But guess what? They're already stuck together now. And, you just see them wishing that they could move on, but instead they're trapped. So I feel like that was what they needed to wrap their head around. I definitely think that I get this distinct impression that they either came from a family that was like, hey, when you get married, you stay together no matter what, even if you're freaking miserable and you guys are toxic and you make each other cry, you've got to stay together. There could have been like a spiritual religious belief surrounding that, but I feel like they had parents that really impressed upon them, like you have to, stand by whatever you said you were going to do, even if it's miserable. You're still doing the right thing by staying together, even if you're absolutely miserable. That's how this comes across. And I really think that they did not want to get into a long-term connection and have it become miserable. I think that they viewed long-term as obviously it's going to become miserable. I don't think that was any dig at the Queen of Pentacles at all. I just think that this person basically went into stress hives if they even thought about marriage. Yeah. Four of Wands. And then the irony here though is that the Queen of Pentacles didn't want to be in a stressful connection either. Like she doesn't want anybody that's not going to be, wanting to be loyal. That's why she had no problem letting them go. Oh, you're not sure what you want. Well, then it sounds like you don't want this, so I'll let you go. I'm not going to guilt you over it. You do what you got to do. I don't want to manipulate somebody into being with me. I want somebody who's joyful. I want to be in a joyful romance, a joyful relationship. I feel like that was her attitude, but maybe just because of what they were programmed for, they couldn't see that. They couldn't see that, look, this Queen of Pentacles was not asking you to devote yourself to me, tell me how much you want to give to me. It was more like, oh, hey, if you're not into this, then definitely please don't eat up my time and I won't eat up yours. We're not on the same page, no prob. I want to be happy with somebody who wants the same stuff that I do. And if it's not you, hey, babe, good luck to you. Five of Swords. I guess they expected everything to be a big fight. And I don't think that it actually was. But it's like they might have even started fights and acted like she was trying to control them or hang on to them when she was doing anything but. This Queen of Pentacles keeps acting like I was always hands off. If you didn't want what I was offering, I wasn't going to try to force you to accept my energy. But I think that they believed that they would have to fight with her about everything because I think that's what they were so accustomed to. Oh gosh, Eight of Swords. They were so stuck in a rut and not knowing they were the ones that were stuck. They were the ones in the rut. It wasn't her. It was them who had some growing to do. So interestingly enough, although this Queen of Pentacles lets them go completely and really has them off her radar altogether, it's so interesting that maybe even at first they're like, oh yeah, that's great. It's good that we're not together. And then ironically, they're the ones who are like, my God, what have I done? She's the best person I've ever come across. She's the person I'm missing. She's the person I would love to be a King of Pentacles to. She's the person I would give anything to actually date and woo and hope that she'd fall in love with me. Why do you think of her as a star? Let me just ask that. Why are you so head over heels in love with her now? Five of Cups. And even here, it's like they pictured what a proposal and romance would look like, how the places that they could go together. It's like they have all of these uber romantic feelings for her and this huge disappointment of what they could have had with her. It could have been, a champagne, bubbly, joyful romance. Nine of Cups. She made them happy. Oh my God. They could have had a happy home with her. They could have had luxurious little naps and they may have shared a lot of similar interests also, and could have worked really well together. Like literally their ideas or their work related things could have been very complementary to each other. But everything here says she was this hardworking, loving, giving person that never asked for anything. She just wanted to have a partnership where both people, had similar interests in what the long term life would look like. So she's a star in their eyes. She may have also become quite well known if she's like an artist or something. This could all be her paintings, but her work could have led her to becoming quite a bit of a star. But it's like the regret here, he has watched her glow up, he has watched her become more and more successful. She's a full-blown empress. And Page of Wands as well. She is more attractive to him now than even when he knew her before. She is the full package. And I think she's built a lot for herself on her own. I do feel like she could be a business owner, but all of that is further making him feel like she's an absolute star. She's a knockout. Everything that she does, she's successful at, and she's original, and she's exciting, and she's fun, and she's stable, and she's, like, it doesn't get better than that. There's something about her that has shown him, like, I once upon a time had somebody who didn't ask me for anything, but somebody who had all this to give, and I was hemming and hawing, like, I don't know that I'd want to do a long-term relationship with you. But it's really with anybody. They were not thinking about long-term relationships as anything that could be successful because of whatever was patterned to them or whatever they knew before. I don't know. Are you going to really come in strong and try to woo her, or is this too little too late? We have the World card. Look, as far as her life goes, she may be on the verge of moving, traveling. She may be looking at doing something different, changing gears in career, opening another business, transferring, moving to a different region of the world even. But the world represents new beginnings. And it does say, we already saw what she does not expect is that he would be coming back, but we actually have him showing back up in her world. We have him trying to woo her, and we have him trying to get a new beginning with her. This could be somewhere not until the beginning of next year, just because the world can represent for me a year's time. But let's just round this out. King of Wands, there's that Judgment again, and Six of Swords. Okay, can we have a new beginning? Would you, if I showed you my heart this time, if I had something to offer you this time, do you think I could win you back? Do you think you'd give me another chance? Do you think you could forget the fact that I was unreliable before, wasn't sure about relationships, and that I've actually healed something? I definitely am going to say it was like inner child stuff. I don't know if they had a terrible, like, parental, like pattern displayed to them, because this is like they had to heal their inner child and realize that just because your parents had a sucky relationship, it doesn't mean that you will. This feels like they have every intention of trying again. I don't know. This keeps feeling like it's maybe not until next year that they show back up. And she very well may be off the market by then. But all right, we're going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up, subscribing. Don't forget, I will be going live today, August the 25th, doing card pulls for subscribers and members on both this channel and my other one, which is called Tarot Dog. So thanks for giving this a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.